Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. And I got a solid 8 comics this week. 7 were from my pull list. 1 I pulled off the shelf. And what was shorted? Love and Rockets. The new Love and Rockets I wasn't in this week. But it'll be in next week, the week after. The first thing you get, look, the comic shop news. What is this one? What's our big image? Scarlet Witch Annual number 1. And Star and Signs on the back. And that's more Scarlet Witch Annual. I always enjoy reading this, so I'll take a look at that. It looks like I got some direct sunlight in my way today. It also had this, a local, some kind of rock and roll comic book con that's coming up. Catastrophiccon.com in Purchase, New York. SUNY Purchase is my alma mater, so I know it, but I don't know. And they have a whole bunch of, like right down here, you see Section 8 comics. That's somebody I know, but I can't remember who. I'll have to look it up. Somebody, I can't remember who does Section 8 comics, but somebody I know does. Okay, let's see. What do I have here? Ooh, a new issue of Time Before Time. Number 22 is out. I've been enjoying this series a lot. Kind of under the radar. Oh, looks like they're going to a lot of different years. Story about time travel and criminals and hunting and bounty hunters and through time and all sorts of fun stuff. Like I said, it's changed plot lines a lot of times, changed direction, so it's been fun. It's kept it interesting. Well, now what's this one? No One, number 2. I enjoyed the first issue of this. I didn't realize it took place in the Massive Verse over at Image, the universe with Rogue Sun and Radiant Pink and Radiant Black. So this takes place in their universe too. That's why I wasn't sure if this guy was superpowered or not, but I think he is in this story. But it was fun. It was about I forget. I guess No One is the name of him, and the serial killer who's killing the rich. I just flashed back to that TV show I've been watching, You, where the Eat the Rich killer is on this season. So some nice art. The first issue was a procedural. They're very much a procedural in it, and it was one of those where I like I said, I read all my comics twice. I knew I was going to like it better the second time around. Because some of the storytelling stuff they did in the first issue, where it was like stuff they put at the beginning, the scene didn't make sense until you knew the stuff that happened at the end. I don't know why people do that type of storytelling. Because if you're not going to read it twice like me, you might just put it down and not like it. But it was good. I liked issue 1, so I went with issue 2. I don't know if I put it on my pull list or not, or just decided to go with issue 2. We'll have to see. I can't remember. When the final order cutoff comes in my email, I'll know. Speaking of the Massive Verse, there's Rogue Sun issue 12. Superhero book. Sun inherits this superhero outfit from his dead, estranged father, who he didn't like, and now he's got to deal with his step family, who's kind of jealous of him having inherited the superhero mantle, whatever it is, suit. And he's found himself, and he's I described this one as, what if Flash Thompson was bitten by a radioactive spider? Because he's kind of a jerk. Wasn't there a what if like that too? They had a what if where a whole bunch of different people were bitten by the spider. I remember that, but I don't remember if it was volume 1 or 2, or I can't remember. But anyway. Red Zone, issue 2 of 4. I liked the first issue of this. It's Colin Bunn, Mike Deodato Jr., and Lee Lowridge. I really liked Mike Deodato Jr.'s storytelling style in this, where he's going with a whole lot of graphic design stuff. The story isn't secret agents have to escape from Moscow story, I think it is. So it's not a particularly original spy story, but I really liked it's kind of original, the layouts and the way Mike Deodato was telling it. So that's what hooked me on issue 1. And it's only 4 issues, so it's not a big commitment. Bought the first issue, liked it. I'll get 3 more. Then 7 Years in Darkness. Oh, this is Joseph Schmalke's 7 Years of Darkness. I think this is a guy who, what was it? I saw his art in something else that I bought. I bought a couple of one-shots that he did. And I liked his art and storytelling. That it was kind of wacky and wild. So I saw this was coming out, and I said, all right, I'll get that. I like that guy's name. The pages are kind of sticking together. Can you hear that as they open? Oh, I don't know what that is. I think that's that print-on-demand printing. Oh, no, these ones are quiet. It's only the beginning. Oh, it cracks as I open it. Let's see. Don't know if you can hear that. I put it near the mic. But I liked his other stuff, so I figured I'd pick this one up. Nice cover too. I like this paper on it. I think there's a reprint of some. There's more of this coming out or something. A group of 7 Years in Darkness. A group of children whose families are part of a cult are conscripted to the Academy of Black Magic for 7 years, where they study the dark arts in a setting devoid of sun. 72 children enroll, but only 7 will graduate alive. Okay. Like I said, it was the artist who sold me on this, so I picked that one up. And here's the one I picked up off the shelf. I'm not sure what it is. It's from Image Shadow line. Dr. Atomic, The Pipe and Dope Book. I don't know if this is a reprint, if it's new stuff, because it looks like an underground comic. One of those crazy underground comics that Comic Crack is always buying. And I think it's about it looks like a how-to book on how to grow dope. I'm not 100% sure, but it intrigued me enough. Oh, headlights. It intrigued me enough that I figured I'll give it a try. What was it, $4? $4. I said, I'll give it a try. I don't know if there's going to be more of it. Is there an explanation for it? Larry Todd. I know that name from somewhere. He may have been an underground comics guy. All rights reserved. Larry Todd. Shadowline is Jim Valentino. I guess this Jim Valentino decided to publish this up. You got me. And then see the last thing we got. Oh, I forgot to show you my top of the printer books. I got to show you those before I forgot to bring these over here. We have got Melody, Portrait of a Nude Dancer, and Marvel Premiere featuring the Torpedo, number 40. These were the two that sat on top of my printer all week so I could look at the covers. This one, I remember looking it up. It said Al Milgrom and Alan Weiss. I don't see any Alan Weiss in there. I don't recognize that. That does not look like Alan Weiss's inking to me. That looks like it could be all Al Milgrom. I do not know. And this one, who's a Jacques Bovin, is the artist. This was a French-Canadian book. It's in English for a kitchen sink, but I think it was originally French-Canadian. I like this. I like that cover. It came out in like 87, 88, somewhere around there. Nice tarot card cover. Nice. And this Marvel, I just wanted like a Marvel that I hadn't ever seen. Like it's been on my shelf, but I don't look at it. I couldn't have even told you I had this comic. But there's a cover that doesn't get seen a lot, so that's why I pulled that one out. All right, there's my top of the printer ones. A little late in the video. And then I got The Forged number 2. I enjoyed the first issue. Once again, it was one of those first issues I liked better after I read the whole thing. The second time through, it made a little more sense. Savage combat on a merciless moon. Machinations of the Mind Witch. Crazy Joe, disarmed. They were on it's like this sci-fi horror story. They were on this spaceship going to this planet. At the end, they got on the planet. And it's like a crack team of commandos, who I think are all women. That's why they call them the Mind Witch, or they were space witches last week. This commando team that went down there, and then I think the ship blew up behind them. I don't even remember what happened. It was confusing. But it was well done. Who's doing this one? Greg Rucka and Troutman is the artist. let me show you a little bit of the art. Let me pull this out. It came in a bag, so and it's big too. It's like at least 40 pages for $6. There's a little art. I guess that's a little catch up in the beginning. And they do a good job making some of the art big in this magazine size. Ooh, there's a nice drawing right there of the woman coming out of the. Oh, that must be her on the cover with her white thing. But yeah, enjoyed the first issue. Sure, I'll like this second issue too. Let me show you a little of my art before we go. I got another Dreams of Things face. I had these two next to each other most of the week. I'm like, oh, they're both kind of just looking at me. They're similar, but one's horizontal and one's vertical. And this is the one I just did. And this, the green around her eyes as I was doing it was reminding me of Daryl Hannah Priss in Blade Runner, who painted around her eyes black with an airbrush. I think that's what made me paint her eyes green with an airbrush. Somehow that stuck in my mind, and I did it here. And I was doing it going, oh yeah, I think that reminds me of that. Lots of crazy colors, lots of swirls, all sorts of good patterns in this one. I like the way this one came out. Her face is pretty cool, and that airbrush around the eyes, even though it's not airbrush, works for me. All right, there you go. Some comic books, some art, and you guys have a good week out there.